Hello, good evening, this is Diecast Looney. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Wednesday Night Movie Car Mania. This week's video is not going to be too long, as we're only going to be looking at a couple of existing pieces from my collection, and two of my favourite pieces, actual fact. I really do like these cars, and the cars we're going to be looking at are two pieces from the 1962 hit TV series The Monsters. At least I think it was 1962, I can't remember now. I haven't really researched this, I'm just going off of memory, so if it isn't accurate I apologise now. But anyway, let's take a look at the cars. So I think the first one we'll take a look at is the Monsters coach, and get a bit of zoom on. So this is obviously the Monsters coach. This was obviously featured in the episodes, and I don't think it was in every episode, but you'd see it now and again. And I know now this is obviously made by Johnny Lightning. I think there is a few other, I think there's some other diecast companies that make it, but this is probably one of the better versions. And I know that some I think it's for licensing reasons, they have to sometimes call it the Barris coach when you buy it. I think this came as the Barris coach, but obviously it is the Monsters coach. But I don't think it says the Monsters coach on the box when you buy it, like I said, down to licensing. I know, and obviously being the fact it's called the Barris coach, I think it was obviously made at George Barris. I don't know if it was George Barris himself or it was one of his, if it was definitely his company that put this together anyway. But from what I remember, this is made up from three Ford Model Ts, and like I said, really wacky looking car. And as I'm looking at it, I can remember the music in my head to the Monsters episodes. Obviously I was too young to see the original ones, but obviously, like many others, seen the reruns when they used to play them. But very, very cool. And it's got that sort of, well, it's supposed to look like a cross between a hot rod, a hearse, and almost like a carriage. You know, the way it's designed, almost like a horse and carriage. Got that type of thing going on. Now, the original car, or the real version of this, if I remember rightly, it had I think it had a 289 cubic inch Ford, I think it was out of a Mustang, the engine, and I think it had 10 Carter carbs on it, if I remember rightly. So the actual real car is quite a monster in itself. Definitely makes some interesting noises. I don't think it's particularly fast, but it's not slow either. And I think it's what was his name? Can't think of his name now. Bear with me. I think it was Butch Patrick. That's his name. I couldn't think of his name. Who played Eddie Monster? He actually has a replica one of these, if I remember rightly, and goes to shows, does autograph signings, and then obviously turns up in the replica of the Monster coach. The original Monster coach, I can't remember the name of the guy who actually has the original one, or the screen used one, but I have seen it on YouTube, and like I said, both versions are very good. I think even the one, if I remember right, I think the one that Butch has was I can't remember who made that now, but it was made off of the same a lot of the same moldings were used and stuff like that. But anyway, very, very cool car, and obviously it was driven by Fred Gwynn, or Herman Monster, should I say. But very cool. So that's obviously the Monsters coach, or the Barris coach. And then the next piece is obviously Grandpa's Dragula, which I think this was only ever seen in one episode, because I think Herman, in the particular episode, I think he lost the Monsters coach. I think he lost it in a bet or something like that. Something happened to him, So Grandpa made this and had a race, and I think he won the Monsters coach back. But this is even more wacky than the first one. And again, I think that Butch Patrick, I think he's also got one of these. I can't remember now. But again, this was the same sort of engine. I think it was a 289 cubic inch Ford engine in this, or Mustang engine. But that's about all I know about it. And I think the coffin they used, I think it was a fiberglass mold of a coffin to keep the weight down. But again, very, very nicely done by Johnny Lightning. Lots of details. And you go Dragula, just such a cool model. Got nice engine detail. You got the fuel tank on the front. Got these massive exhausts, and obviously this bit lifts up. And in the real car, you're literally sat over the diff. It's right there in the gear stick. It's quite a thing to drive. Again, I've seen the real one of these again, but if I remember rightly, they didn't like to start it, or they didn't start it when I seen the original one, because the coffin being made out of fiberglass, the engine used to get quite hot, and they're frightened of it warping it. But you can see examples of this actual car being driven, or the same type of car being driven about. You can see the leaf spring suspension detail there as well. It's quite a nice detail that I've never actually noticed. But very, very cool. But anyway, not a particularly long video. I just wanted to show them. I just looked in my cabinet of movie cars and thought, why not? I know quite a few of us have got these cars. I think Gary from Gary's Diecast Collection, I think he's got these two cars. They are quite popular. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more Wednesday night movie car mania. I will do a video episode soon where I actually do some proper research rather than just off the cuff. But like I said, I just not long got back in from work, so I didn't want to not make the video. But anyway, with that, I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching. Take care.